Right. So, as you recall from last time, when we left off, I was just unpacking all the stuff in the back of Martha's car, the little Scion, which I had just previously packed into it a few minutes before so that I could get at the jumper cables we needed to start the Scion because it wouldn't start, even though we had just spent $300+ getting the damn thing fixed. For those of you who have an interest in such things, this is known as the beginning of a perfect vacation. Anyway, so there I am, all the boxes and bags and bottles and whatnot, now in a little pyramid on the driveway. Great. But guess what? The jumper cables? They're not there. I said something along the lines of, gosh, golly, darn, pshaw. Well, maybe not exactly those words. Truth be told, the actual words would have curled the hair on the back of the head of a 103-year-old sailor with a dirty mind. In fact, if I were to repeat the aforesaid words now, in the light of day, they might melt my monitor, and nobody wants that. It's messy. Okay, so I said, no problem. There's another set of cables someplace in the back of my truck. I thought there were. I was pretty certain about it anyway. So I open up the truck, where I discover that, again, guess what? There aren't any jumper cables either. Well, actually, they are there, but they're in a canvas bag with a zipper that's rusted shut, and the bag's under a pile of broken stuff that I'd taken out of my father's house, and I didn't realize any of that until we got back home 2 weeks later, and I worked my way through the pile with a snow shovel and a fire hose, and there the cables were. So, I figured there's nothing to be done but to get a new set of jumper cables. I pop into my truck, and I'm halfway down the block when Martha calls me and says, oh, she's found the jumper cables in a garage under a large and odoriferous mound of dirty laundry, bath mats, garden tools, and a spare tire that somehow came out of the back of her old car, the one that got totaled when a lady who was, quote, looking at the scenery, unquote, careened through a red light and nearly put us in the hospital. That was the previous summer. I said, oh, goody. And by the way, while she's looking, maybe she could come up with Judge Crater and Jimmy Hoffa. She was not amused. She suggested that I instead, quote, get my ass back to the house, unquote, and instead of trying to be witty, actually start the car so that we could get moving. I did. The car started, and we didn't have a whit of trouble with it for the whole rest of the trip. I'm not certain why, because it turned out, of course, that we did need a new battery, had to buy one upon our return. But I think our good luck may have had something to do with the fact that Martha told the car, once I did get it started, that if it so much as dreamed of giving us a hard time between here and Brownsville and back again, that she'd rip out its crankshaft and use the aforesaid crankshaft as a blunt instrument with which to beat the car totally senseless. You tend to remember things like that. Even scions do. Anyway, until next time, onward and upward.